Unit 1. Matter and its construction. Lesson 3. Atomic structure of matter. Atom. As you can see, everything around us is formed of molecules, as we saw from our previous lesson. For example, this can consist of aluminum molecules, which are formed from aluminum atoms. These pieces of coal are formed of carbon. They are formed of carbon atoms. This piece of gold is formed of gold molecules, which are formed from gold atoms. Even air around us, it contains oxygen molecules, nitrogen molecules. Oxygen molecule is formed of two oxygen atoms. Nitrogen molecule is formed from two nitrogen atoms. Even this cleaning liquid, which is chlorine, is formed of chlorine molecules, which is formed of two chlorine atoms. So what's meant by atom? Atom, it is the fundamental building unit of matter, or we can say it is the basic building unit of matter. Or atom is the smallest individual unit of matter which can share in the chemical reaction. This is a real image for benzene molecules, which is magnified about 10 million times by using very powerful microscopes. Chemists use symbols which easily express the elements. Chemical symbols of elements. We have to memorize each element and its symbol. Hydrogen. Its symbol is H. Helium. He. Lithium. Li. Beryllium. Be. Boron. B. Carbon. C. Nitrogen. N. Oxygen. O. Fluorine. F. Neon. Ne. Sodium. Na. Magnesium. Mg. Aluminum. Al. Silicon. Si. Phosphorus. P. Sulfur. S. Chlorine. Cl. Argon. Ar. Potassium. K. Calcium. Ca. Iron. Fe. Copper. Cu. Zinc. Zn. Bromine. Br. Silver. Ag. Iodine. I. Gold. Au. Mercury. Hg. Lead. Pb. From the previous table we find that the symbol of any element represents only an individual atom. It represents only one atom. For example, hydrogen. H only represents one hydrogen atom. Lithium, one lithium atom. Silver, one silver atom. Potassium, one potassium atom. Sodium, one sodium atom, and so on. Also, the symbol of the element is represented by one letter and in other cases by two letters. If the symbol of the element was one letter, it is written in capital. For example, hydrogen, one letter and is written in capital form. Boron, one letter in capital. Carbon, one letter in capital. Nitrogen, N, one letter, capital. Oxygen, one letter, capital. If the symbol is formed from two letters, the first one must be written in capital and the second one in small. For example, helium. H capital E small. Lithium, L capital I small. Beryllium, B capital E small. Neon, N capital E small, and so on. Also, we note that some elements are common in their initial letters, so the second letter is taken to differentiate between them, such as carbon and calcium. Both of them starts with C, so we talk C for carbon and the first and second letters for calcium, Ca, carbon and calcium, sulfur and silicon, hydrogen and helium. The element symbol is taken from its Latin name, so that symbols of some elements differ from their names in English language. Examples: sodium. We try to take S, but it is taken for sulfur and SO for another element and SD for a third one. So sodium name in Latin language is natrium, so its symbol is Na. Scientists didn't take N because it is already taken for nitrogen, so Na. Potassium, its Latin name is kalium, so its symbol is K. Iron, its Latin name is ferrium, so its symbol is Fe. Copper, coparium, so its symbol is Cu. Silver, argentium, so its symbol is Ag. Not Ar because it is already taken for argon, so they took the first and third letter. So the symbol of silver is Ag. Atomic construction. We will see that the structure of atom is similar to our solar system. As you remember, our solar system consists of sun and planets which are rotating around the sun. Also, atom consists of nucleus, which is similar to sun, and electrons, which are similar to planets. And as you concluded that electrons will rotate around the nucleus. So atom consists of nucleus and electrons. Nucleus. It is the central core of the atom. This means that nucleus is found at the center of the atom. And we have a very important give reason question here. Atom contains nucleus, and nucleus is positively charged because it contains, number one, protons, which are positively charged particles, and neutrons, which are electrically neutral, uncharged, zero charged, or positive and negative in the same time. So they are neutral particles or uncharged. So the charge of nucleus is positive because it contains positive protons and neutral neutrons. What about electrons? As you can see, nucleus is found at the center of the atom and it is surrounded by electrons. The first information about electrons, they are negatively charged particles. Also, they orbit or rotate around the nucleus with very high speed. Give reason 4. The mass of the atom is concentrated in the nucleus. This is because the electron has a negligible mass, very small mass, relative to the protons or neutrons. The atom is electrically neutral in its ordinary state. This is because the number of negative electrons, which revolve around the nucleus, is equal to the number of positive protons in the nucleus.